Hey y'all, it's Bo Brotherton with Better Together Life. Today I'm going to be answering a big question that we get a whole lot, and that is how do we heat and cool our shed to house? I'm going to just jump right into this, and this is kind of a review of our Mr. Cool mini split systems. This is how we heat and cool our house and always get it so comfortable. I mean, we are not off-gridders. You can be an off-grid, homesteader if you want to be. That is not us. I mean, we can get it as cold as we want, and we can get it as hot as we want in it.
That's what she said.
And it is these mini splits that do all of the work. Now, they do run off of electricity. We have cheap electricity here in Texas, and it's hot. So maybe someday we'll be able to do some solar panels and be able to sell our energy in the summer back to the grid, something like that, like a tied-in system. But for now, we're just on grid with these mini splits. And we have two main condensing units on each of the 16-foot sides of our house, because our house runs rectangular this way. And then in each of our rooms, so the two sleeping lofts, and in our bedroom, those are 9K heads. And then we have one big 12K head that cools and heats all of our living room and our kitchen area. All right, so really fast, I love them. Kelly loves them. Our kids love them.
We love them.
We love the Mr. Cool mini splits. I really love their customer service. I cannot believe how good they are. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but these things are just workhorses. Now, there are some things that we have run into some issues, but it has nothing to do with the product. It has to do with how it was installed. All right, so I am here in my bedroom right now and showing you this. So how these guys work in terms of air conditioning. Whenever you're using air conditioning, it is going to take moisture out of the air and turn it into cool air, cold air. And that water needs to get out. That condensation needs to get out somewhere. And so how these mini splits work, I'm not really sure how it works in a standard air conditioner, but there's condensation pipes that you'll have, drain lines. But for these, what it ends up happening, it just goes out the wall. And I'll show you right here how that works. It's just like this tube that comes out of your wall, and then you just hang it down through these covers. Unfortunately, if the water doesn't get out, then what happens is the water will then come through the mini split. So you see right here, we had to repaint this right here because water was coming through here and it bubbled up our drywall. And so we need to come through here and repaint this, and we just kind of patch it up really fast. But that is how we ended up having an issue on all of our heads, because our installer, whenever he cut the hole with his hole saw in through the wall to be able to install these, he used spray foam to close up that hole. I was really excited that he used spray foam because I was like, oh, that's awesome. So that no bugs or mice or anything could get into our house. That made a lot of sense to us. Unfortunately, what that did is that spray foam expands, and then in that hole it expanded and it took the drain line, the drain hose, and it kinked it. And so that kink in that drain line made the water, because there's about a cup size in the reservoir in here, so it can hold about a cup of water. That's not a lot. Once that reservoir is filled up and it can't get it out of the drain line because the drain line is just fed by gravity, that means that the water then comes out into your house. And so if you didn't know that and you go on vacation and you just leave your air conditioner on a little bit, it's a decent amount of water. It could really do some damage inside your house. that is my number one thing that I would say, that with getting a mini split, and this is not just Mr. Cool specific, this is any mini split, you really need to make sure that those drain lines are cleared, because sometimes like a bug can get in there, like a dirt dauber, wasp or something will make a home in that drain line. It's just part of the maintenance of using these and making sure that those drain lines are always cleaned out. They do make a condensation pump that you can install into the unit, and it'll pump the water out, because right now it's just gravity fed. But you can get a condensation pump that will take away the gravity fed and actually pump that water out. You still have to make sure that that drain line is still cleared, the whole drain line. So in case that, like I said, an insect gets in there or something, clogs that up, some dirt, then that pump is going to be pumping water out, trying to, and it's not going to be able to get out. This is not a sponsored video, but I just really love Mr. Cool, and it's their customer service. I'm making this video because I'm super excited about air conditioning right now, because this main head, actually both this entire side, so this head and then our loft up there, were out all last week. It's one reason why this video was late, is because we didn't have air conditioning in half of our house. I thought that it was an issue with the product. I called Mr. Cool. We kind of troubleshot some stuff, and they said, okay, this part probably has gone out. We'll send you the new part. We'll send you a replacement part, and you'll be able to install it or hire an HVAC tech and do it. So I ended up hiring a tech to come out to replace these parts, and he ended up realizing that it was not that. It was a mouse that got into our outside condensing unit, made a nest, and then bit through a wire that caused some kind of false error code on both of our heads inside, and it kind of corroded a board underneath there. You guys, Mr. Cool was so good that they ended up sending a new board. So our tech got the air conditioning to work. He just soldered the wire and made it work. So that was really cool. But Mr. Cool is sending us a new board for our condensing unit, because it probably is going to go out eventually. I just can't believe that customer service. It is so good. You're not going to get something like that with a Samsung or any of these other manufacturers. I mean, Mr. Cool, you can call and talk to a technician to be able to help you step through some things. Whenever we get our shed to house, I want to try to get one of the DIY units, because I want to try to install it myself. And if I have any questions, I can call them and get help. I think what you need to learn is that whenever you go to the big box stores, your customer service is going to go down. The product is phenomenal. As long as you install it correctly, it is really, really good. Okay, so another thing that I really like about these Mr. Cool mini splits is how you clean the filters. I hate always having to purchase things. We just now got this new air purifier for the kids' loft upstairs in their sleeping loft, and Kelly said, well, you have to like repurchase the filters a whole lot. I know that there's pros and cons of all that, but I really like not having to buy new filters for our mini splits. You can reuse them and clean them, and I'm going to show you real quick. All right, so what you do is just open it right here, just like that, and then here is the filter. So just pop it out here, pull it down. Okay, doing this one-handed. Then I rinse it out in the tub. Then I just usually set it, something like that, to let it dry off a little bit. Okay. Okay, this is gonna be slightly harder to do with one hand. But then you just reinstall it. So if I can do this one-handed, it shows how easy this is. There you go. Filter clean. I'll clean this one right after. Guys, thank you for watching this. Go check out Mr. Cool. I'll put a link down below. It's not an affiliate link or a sponsor or anything, but just go check them out. And we'll see you next week. All right, bye.